In this video, we're taking you through the complete transformation of a classic 1966 Chevrolet C10 that sat untouched and off the road for more than 3 decades. The Tahoe teardown kicks off inside the engine bay, where the first components to come out are the air filter housing and the main intake tube. From there, the overflow tank, AC lines, and surrounding accessories are removed to open up the space and expose the heart of the truck. After stripping out the dashboard and clearing the remaining interior pieces, the Tahoe is ready for its body to be taken apart and prepared for the swap. Dan starts slicing the Tahoe's body into workable pieces. This method provides smoother extraction and helps make the entire task simpler. Getting the engine ready to pull begins with removing all attached components and unplugging the wiring harness. A pressure washer is used to clean the engine, forcefully stripping away layers of accumulated grime, dirt, and grease. After the oil baffle, pickup tube, and both the front and rear covers come off, the timing chain is swapped out for a new one. After every mating surface is thoroughly cleaned and checked, the oil pump is mounted securely in place. Fresh front and rear covers follow, each torqued down to ensure a perfect seal. The oil pan is then bolted up, completing the lower end of the engine. To protect all this work, the entire engine receives a clean, even coat of paint, giving it both corrosion resistance and a newly refreshed look. To begin prepping the Tahoe chassis for additional modifications, Dan removes the remaining engine bay components to open full access to the frame. Once every part is cleaned, stripped of debris, and treated with rust remover, a new coat of paint is applied to the frame, creating a smooth and protective foundation for the build going forward. The worn-out bump stops are pulled off and swapped with shortened versions to better suit the truck's lowered stance. A new brake shield is mounted to keep debris away from the braking system and maintain proper stopping performance. The old fuel pump is removed, and a brand new unit is installed and plumbed into the fuel system, ensuring a steady, reliable fuel supply to the engine. Next, the tired original control arms are replaced with new ones, greatly improving stability and handling. A front brake rotor, caliper, and pads are added, bringing the front braking system back to life. Lowering keys are installed to dial in the suspension height, and the brake hoses are connected. To strengthen key suspension points, a support bracket is added, tying the components together securely. During the engine refresh, the alternator is installed with careful attention to proper belt alignment. New spark plugs are threaded in to guarantee clean, efficient combustion. And finally, the coil packs are connected to complete the ignition system. The intake manifold receives a deep cleaning to maximize airflow efficiency. EGR delete plates and the map sensor are then installed, improving combustion stability, reducing carbon buildup, and helping the engine management system maintain precise control. The separation process for the classic C10 begins by removing the hood, hinges, and radiator cover. These early steps make way for deeper disassembly as the truck is prepared for its new frame. The body panels and structural components are taken apart using tools chosen specifically to prevent bending or damaging pieces that will be reused. Over on the Tahoe frame, preparation begins for welding on the new swap kit and test fitting the bulkhead. Once the mounts are adjusted for clean, accurate alignment, the exhaust headers are installed and the engine is filled with oil. Fresh spark plug wires go on, and the radiator support is bolted into place. The Terminator X system is wired in to take full control of spark, fueling, and engine management. Back on the C10 body, all remaining hardware is removed and the surfaces are cleaned and ground down to eliminate rust, ensuring a strong foundation for upcoming repairs. The radiator and electric cooling fan assembly are mounted securely onto the frame, ensuring steady and efficient temperature control for the upgraded powertrain. It's now time to address the front clip. Surface rust is ground away to expose clean metal, which is then coated with a rust-inhibiting paint designed for long-term protection. The grille and hood cowl undergo the same treatment. Every bit of rust is meticulously removed, and the cleaned metal is sealed with a protective coating to keep corrosion from returning. To prep the underside of the hood for a durable finish, the surface is scrubbed, ground, and smoothed. Rust-proof paint is applied, followed by a tough bed liner coating. The underside of the cab receives the exact same treatment, creating consistent, long-lasting protection. The firewall is repaired to correct any damaged or weakened areas, then coated with rust reformer paint and finished with a rugged bed liner coating to guarantee long-term defense against corrosion. The cab floor is treated the same way, ensuring consistent protection from moisture and road debris. Next, attention turns to restoring the classic seats. The original upholstery is worn, torn, and beyond saving, so all the old material is completely stripped off. The steel frame beneath is cleaned and sanded to remove rust before receiving a fresh coat of rust-inhibiting paint. With the structure renewed, synthetic burlap is stretched across the springs to add support. Custom-cut foam is layered on top for comfort, and the new seat cover is carefully pulled into place, completing the restoration. The old paint on the dashboard is ground away to create a clean surface for a smooth, long-lasting finish. The doors are disassembled next, revealing significant rust along the lower edges, likely the result of years of trapped moisture. Fortunately, the window glass is still in excellent condition and will be reused during the rebuild. The refreshed dashboard is positioned and welded securely into place, ensuring perfect fitment for the upcoming installation of wiring, gauges, and interior accessories. Dan fills the systems with fresh coolant and power steering fluid, preparing the truck for its first startup, and the engine fires successfully. One of the trickiest jobs, installing the windshield, is completed with patience and precision to guarantee a proper seal. With that done, the cab is carefully lowered and mounted onto the frame. The master cylinder is bolted to the firewall and connected to the brake system. The steering column and gas pedal are installed next, finalizing the essential control setup for the driver. A layer of sound deadener is laid across the cab interior to reduce noise and vibration. Wiring begins immediately after, starting with mounting the Terminator X engine management system and the battery. The dome light is installed overhead, followed by the gauge cluster, bringing the interior closer to completion. Dan mounts the door frames, then installs the handles, latches, and window regulators, completing the door assemblies. With the steering wheel in place and the carpet installed, the interior is almost finished. Outside, the fenders are aligned on the body mounts and securely fastened to ensure straight panel gaps and solid fitment. With the grille bolted to the front clip, the radiator covers are added. The hood latch assembly follows, completing the major structure at the nose of the truck. The parking lights mounted, assembly moves on to installing the throttle cable bracket. Preparations for mounting the hood begin at the same time. The chassis bed is pressure washed to remove dirt and loose debris, then ground down to eliminate rust. Rust reformer paint is applied to neutralize corrosion, and once fully cured, the entire bed is coated in black paint for added protection. The tailgate is removed to undergo precise welding repairs that restore full functionality. Both rear fenders are positioned and fastened securely on each side of the bed, ensuring even gaps and preventing interference when the truck is in motion. Inside the cab, the door panel is mounted firmly, and the window regulator along with the door crank are installed to restore full window functionality. Side mirrors are fitted next, completing the exterior essentials needed for safe driving. The bed is then carefully mounted onto the chassis, bringing the build much closer to completion. A ticking noise is traced to the headers. Dan removes them, welds the small gap causing the leak, and reinstalls the headers to restore a proper seal. Transmission servicing begins by draining the old automatic transmission fluid, clearing out contaminants and debris trapped in the system. A fresh filter is installed, and new shift solenoids are fitted to precisely regulate fluid flow for smooth and accurate gear changes. The 2023 Bronco steel wheels are mounted onto the truck, replacing the previous set to increase safety, improve drivability, the wiper system components are aligned and installed to ensure the windshield can be kept clear in all weather conditions. An old metal canister is repurposed into part of the new fuel system. The bottom is cut out, and hoses are connected to create a functional, efficient reservoir for fluid routing. The wooden bed panels are sanded smooth and coated with a durable epoxy finish, transforming the raw wood into a tough and attractive surface. An eye-catching and functional design choice. A vintage Army can is cleaned, coated in clear finish, and securely mounted to the bed as a unique and practical toolbox. The classic Chevrolet C10 body has been fully fused with the modern Tahoe frame, combining the unmistakable charm of vintage design with the capability, reliability, and performance of a modern platform. This revived truck is now ready for real-world driving, offering comfort, strength, and unmistakable style as it heads toward a new life on the open road. No longer bound by the limitations of its decades-old foundation.